Did you know that it's only 40 days till Christmas? And I bring that up because if you took those trades that I shared with you last week, you would have a huge pocket full of money to do your Christmas shopping this year because it was an absolutely stellar week. And we'll look at those last week's trades in just a moment. But caution, this upcoming week, the 17th to the 21st of November, 2025, is not so easy to call. There's a lot of volatility, could be some changes in direction with various currencies and commodities, but that's what we're going to have a look at now. So let's jump in and get started. And if you follow me, you might know that I'm on holiday this week, having a vacation. And I'm in the northeast of Thailand on the Lao border in a place called Nakhon Phanom. And it's been a lovely holiday. It's been great, absolutely fantastic. It's along the Mekong River, which is the longest river in Southeast Asia. It runs for 3,000 miles and runs through 6 different countries. So, but the holiday finishes today. And I'll be back in my hometown tonight. And of course, the weekly analysis continues on a regular schedule. The markets are still open. The trades are still moving. We need to be aware of what's going on in the market, at least for the next 3 or 4 weeks. And then it's the Christmas and the New Year holidays. And that's when I take a real long break. But aside from that, let's get started with the high impact news, which is what we always look at. And here is forexfactory.com, which is our go-to website for the high impact news, forexfactory.com. And nothing really special to bring out to your attention, except on Thursday. This is going to be a very, very volatile day. After midnight on Wednesday in Southeast Asia, we have the FOMC, which can always be a mover and shaker. Be aware of that one. But the really strange looking thing on the calendar this week is on Thursday, later in the day after the FOMC, is the non-farm employment change. Like, where did that come from? And it's on a Thursday towards the end of the month. This is, I've never seen this before in 10 years of trading Forex. Normally, the non-farm employment change is on the first Friday of every month. But as you know, with a government shutdown for 43 days or something like that, we haven't seen this particular news item, which is very important. It's the most important news item watched by Forex traders. And we haven't seen this for a couple of months. So they're just like thrown it in here. Anyway, it's there and it should come out. We should see all of these news items because the government shutdown in the U.S. is now finished and they're up and running again. Whether it's full steam ahead or not for them, I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. This is the calendar. This is forexfactory.com. Be sure and check the website for your local time zones. And getting right into the Tradingview website, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This was amazing. Gold, I gave you a buy signal. I said, market execution, when you wake up Monday morning, just buy gold. And if you did that, there was zero drawdown. It didn't pull back at all. It took off like a ballistic missile. And over the next 4 days, went up 2,400 pips. That's $240 move in just 4 days. If you took one lot trade when you woke up Monday morning and you closed that on Thursday during the London session, that's $24,000 in 4 days. It was an amazing move. I gave you a conservative take profit at 4,100, but it went up to 42.42. So I hope you were able to jump in on that trade because it was great. But then on Friday, huge turnaround, huge change in direction. Dropped back almost to where it started on the previous Monday. A big drop down during the London and the US session. Then on the Euro US, what I gave you was a buy, a market execution on that one also. That one took off on Monday, came down a little bit, and then really took off on Tuesday, and then continued very well on Thursday. If you'd have closed that at the end of the session on Thursday, you could have got 93 pips out of that one. The odd US was also a buy market execution. That one took off with zero drawdown. Did very well on Monday, sideways Tuesday, up a little bit more on Wednesday, and then Thursday finishing for 87 pips on the odd US. The New Zealand US was also a good one, 68 pips. That one started on Monday and just went up throughout the week. 68 pip profit on the New Zealand US. The USD CAD was a sell limit. All right, that one just missed the pending order by 4 pips. So that one wouldn't have opened if you had the pending order in place. But if you saw that move did start down and went ahead and went short on the USD CAD and held it throughout the week, you could have got 60 pips or a little bit better by Thursday, the end of the London session. Then the USD JPY, well, that was no trade. I've seen a lot of sideways movement and a lot of volatility and uncertainty in the Japanese market. So with the USD JPY, there was no trade on that one. And of course, I like to look at the dollar index, the DXY, the US dollar compared with 6 major currencies. And it's, as I said in last week's video, it's continuing the decline. We saw a big retracement, a big pullback on that for a couple of weeks. But as I've said throughout the year, those pullbacks are not sustainable, and we continue to see a decline in the US dollar. So just before I share my pending orders with you, I'd like to remind you that I use Tickmill as my preferred broker, and they are also a prop firm. The prop firm is called the Trading Pit, and I use both of those entities. If you'd like to join me in my Tickmill team, I'd love to have you on board. The link is below this video. I'll also add you to my Telegram group where you can find me and also other traders you can chat with. I share news and videos, and that will help you in your success with Forex trading. So you'll find the link below this video. Now let's jump in and look at the pending orders that I have to share with you for this upcoming week, the 17th to the 21st of November, 2025. And starting off with the Euro US, I am still bullish on the major pairs, bearish on the US dollar. So I have a buy limit on the Euro US with the entry price of 1.1610. With the odd US, I also have a buy limit with the entry price at 0.6520. The New Zealand US is a buy limit with the entry price at 0.5665. The USD CAD is a sell. Okay, market execution with a take profit at 1.3940. The UJ, no trade on that one. Still going sideways, still a lot of uncertainty with the UJ currency pair. So just leave that one alone for the time being. No trade on the USD JPY. And then the favorite one everyone loves to trade, of course, that's gold, the big money maker last week, the cash cow that it was. I have a sell limit on that one. It's bearish on the 4-hour chart, turned bearish in one day. It was bullish when the market opened on Friday, and then it was bearish when the market closed on Friday. But it's still slightly bullish on the day chart. But as I told you before, it takes a little bit of time for the trend to show a change in direction on the longer term chart. But it's definitely bearish on the 4-hour chart. So we'll let it just pull back a little bit to the resistance zone there at 4,100. All right, it closed the day on Friday's session at 4082. Let it pull back just a little bit. Take a sell order at 4100 with your take profit at 4,000, which is probably a little bit conservative. It might drop even more than that. Stop loss at 4125. And you might say, well, I thought you've been bullish on gold. Yeah, but we have to go with what the price is telling us it's going to do. And we've been down to these prices earlier. Just 2 weeks ago, we were down in these numbers around 3,900 and below that. So we just this is price action trading. I don't try and predict what the price is going to do. Let the price tell me what it's going to do, and then take my trades accordingly. But of course, always be sure and use a stop loss. Always protect your capital. Always use good risk management. Okay, guys, that's a wrap for this week. I hope that these trade setups that I share with you will help you to be profitable with your Forex trading. If you did take those trades that I shared with you last week, that stellar week that we had, the one that gave us all the Christmas shopping money that we need for this year, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So I'll see you again next week. And until then, be sure and be kind to yourself. Be kind to others.